Welcome on into the 411 podcast. We have, I guess, let me get this right. There are so many different things that my special guest does. She's a comedian, she's an actor, she's a writer, talk show host. So, Miss Erica A. Cuff is coming in the building tonight. So, yeah, welcome on into the 411 podcast. If you're out there on Facebook, I just want to say thank you so much for all of the love and support. Continue to like, comment, share, do whatever you can do to try to, invite people into the 411. Instagram family, y'all definitely did the thing last night. I want to say thank you so much. Twitter, YouTube, y'all can go ahead and check out the experience at Laren Gaines, as well as on TikTok as well. My D Live family, Twitch as well. Thank y'all for, coming through a couple nights ago. And you can also get small clips of the show on Daily Motion. And again, that is at Laren Gaines. So we're going to do the song of the day. Miss Bethany, how you doing? Bethany from California has joined. Thank you so much. Song of the day. This is a good one. Bet You Wouldn't Hurt Me. Quincy Jones featuring Mary J. Blige, Q-Tip, and Alfredo Rodriguez. Released in 2010. It was a remake. I believe that Patty Austin did the original Bet You Wouldn't Hurt Me. So when I think about this song here, I think about when people, get together and they start to, feel each other and everything's good. And people say, hey, I wouldn't hurt you, right? But then in the long run, sometimes some things don't work out. And then you think back of when that person said that they wouldn't hurt you. And then there's songs like this that just remind you of all of the things that they say that they wouldn't do to hurt you. I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that, but sometimes they do. So you got to be prepared. Protect your heart, protect your mind, and then you won't get so caught up. And then you won't have to remind somebody about how they hurt you. So years ago, listening to this song, I had a whole different mindset about, I was right there. Bet you wouldn't hurt me. You wouldn't do this. You wouldn't do that. You said you wouldn't do this. You said you wouldn't do that. But when you understand that people are people and you learn how to accept them for who they are, you think about this song in a different way. For me anyway, I'm just speaking about myself. Hopefully some people out there can feel me on this. But today, instead of pointing a finger and trying to remind somebody about how they hurt you and what they did, this line right here in this record really, speaks volumes to me. The pain you cause will soon come back to you. So I ain't got to remind you about how you hurt me or what you did or what you didn't do. Remember, that pain that you cause will once come back to you. And when that comes, I ain't gonna be around to see it. I'm gonna be gone, long gone. I ain't got to worry about that. But just remember, this karmic thing that people put out there, I truly believe in it. What goes around comes around. Be careful what you do to people because you never know. You gonna play that role. You gonna wear those shoes. You gonna walk that path to the person that you once did something to. Trust and believe, I did it to myself. I've been in a situation where I was like, damn. Now I remember when I talked to somebody a certain way or I did a certain thing to somebody and now all of a sudden it's happening to me. Anybody out there you ever experienced that? You are going to face whatever you've done and whatever you put and whatever you know what they say, you reap what you sow. You're going to get it back one way or the other. It may not be now, may not be 2 years from now, may not be 5 years from now, but that shoe is definitely going to be on the other foot. Trust and believe it's going to come one day or the other. But anyway, we going to get into a whole bunch of different things tonight when it comes to these topics here. So stay tuned. Special guest coming in tonight, Erica A. Cuff. But in the meantime, I just want to say thank you so much to my guest last night. It was just a powerhouse of a show last night. Christopher temporarily, I would almost call him Chris Temporary. Chris Temporarily, I can't get it right, but whatever. All the way from South Korea. I want to say thank you so much. That is two people who have recently been on the Form 1 podcast from South Korea. So I want to say thank you so much for coming through. Nothing but wisdom, nothing but knowledge. A lot of understanding came through last night. So please go ahead and check out that replay. Mr. Alex Coquito, all the way from Puerto Rico, thank you so much. Felix, thank you for supporting as well. Simply Unique LLC, Will Serve, Roang, all the way from South Korea as well, thank you. Author Liz Krause, thank you so much for your love and support. I appreciate you. Elnora Brown from Girl Talk, Shanti Refuge. My friend has 26 journals. Please go ahead and check her out. She will give you everything that you need from money to love, life. Please go ahead and check out Miss Shanti Refuge, Switch Boutique, and Mr. Farrell Higginbotham, all the way from my hometown of Trenton, New Jersey. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Rewind this thing here. I treat myself way too good to put up with that. Now, I know I said one non-negotiable that you will just not put up with. But, in recent days, I've come to a realization. I've already known this of the things that I won't put up with. But as people continue to come and cross my path, they remind me of some of the things that I just will not put up with today. These are some things that I've dealt with in the past, but today I'm a different person. I'm a different man, and these are some things that I will not put up with. So I would appreciate if people can show me these things right off the bat, so I can make my decision real quick. And it has nothing to do with romantic stuff, but like I was talking about earlier, if the shoe fits, wear it, basically. But this could be friendships and just interactions with people, because 2022 has been a real wake up call for me when it comes to people, when it comes to friends, when it comes to just people close to me. I had to shed a lot of people, and I had to shut some things down. But first thing that I will not put up with, because I treat myself way too good today. These are some things that I might have compromised in the past when I didn't know who I was, and I put up with it and I turned an eye, or what they say, I've done these things in the past. Deal with somebody who's a cheater. Somebody cheats, right? And you're going to put up with it because why? You're afraid to be by yourself. I treat myself way too good today. First sign of it, I'm walking out the front door. People who lie, that's one thing. Because if you lie, then you're going to cheat. That's how I see it. Stealing. You lie, you cheat, you're going to steal. Those things all sort of go hand in hand for me. So you treat yourself way too good today. You understand, you know who you are. You're a little bit wiser now. You woke up a little bit. What are some things that you will not put up with today? Someone said protecting my peace. That is definitely number one on my priority. Like, I'm not going to put up with someone coming in and running amok in my life and causing all types of hell and havoc and drama, loud, obnoxious, rude, ignorant. I'm not putting up with that today. I've dealt with that for too much of my life. I can't put up. I need peace and quiet. Peace and quiet actually works well for me. Now, when I want to turn up, I know how to turn up and I know how to do it very well. Y'all see it, y'all know. But in the meantime, I like some peace and quiet. I need to get with self. I need to understand what's going on. When I got too much racket, too much noise, too much bullshit in my ear, I get a little agitated and I have a little attitude about it. I want to make the excitement be on my terms. Like, I want to go to the party, but when I'm done, it's time for me to leave and I want to pack my stuff and I want to get out. What are some things that you will not put up with? When you're interacting with someone, getting to know somebody, these are some things that you will just not put up with. This is one of the main things that I have struggled with all my life that I have known when it comes to dating somebody. Someone who doesn't understand the value of a dollar. Something so simple. Someone who doesn't understand the value of a dollar. See, back in the day, I would go back and forth with you. I would try to school you. I would try to educate. I would try to shape, mold, create you, level you up to the type of level that I was on. And with that, most of the time, I picked some people who were just no good. I didn't know how to pick him. And it caused all kinds of hell and all kinds of drama and all kinds of nonsense. But today, someone who doesn't understand the value of a dollar, it's all good. All good. I ain't got nothing for you. You stay over there and I'm going to stay over here. You handle your business and I'm going to handle mine. We ain't got to mingle and mix any type of things together. You do you and I'm going to do me over here. What you do with yours, what I do with mine is all good. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But when I start to level up and you don't level up because you've done some stupid things on your end because you don't understand the value of a dollar and now you want to try to bring me down or make me feel a certain way because I'm on a different level because we are not on the same level. I got no love for that. I got no time for that and we ain't doing that today. But just like my friend Miss Eugenia McCall from the Bronx, straight up, she was so truthful about it and it made so much sense. She said, Laren, you ain't got to worry about it. All that shit that you've been through, all of that stuff you've been through, you do not have to worry about it today because you're going to know how to pick them. Go through something. Go through something enough and you'll get tired and you'll get sick and tired and you will push yourself and level your own self up. And with that, you will be on a whole nother level. You'll be vibrating on a whole nother frequency. And these things are going to start to come to light real quick and you'll be able to separate the bullshit from the truth real quick as long as you do your work. And that is the key. You do your work and don't worry about nobody else. Don't try to push somebody up. Don't level somebody else up. You have to focus on leveling yourself up. And the people that want to be around you and be with you, they're going to fall right on in line. And the ones that don't, they're going to fall out of line. Now, when these people fall out of line, what do you do? Do you keep moving forward or do you turn back and do you try to keep pulling them and checking on them, seeing how they doing, seeing if they've actually woken up, see if they are actually moving in the right direction? Or do you continue to keep doing what is best for you and what is working for you? So is your personal era of manipulation over? Do you continue to try to go back and make things work in the past that didn't work? Or are you focusing on living in a moment and trying to understand God's plan, the purpose, everything that goes on in your life? So is your personal era of manipulation over? Or are you still trying to manipulate some things to make it work for you when you know damn well that it just ain't working? Listen, we beat this dead horse 1,000 times and it still ain't waking up and it still ain't having no movement. Is your personal era of manipulation over? Is it God's plan or is it your plan? Because as long as you get in the way, you're going to have some trials, you're going to have some errors, and you're going to be in that quicksand and you're going to be stuck and you're going to continue to keep bumping your head. So you have to ask yourself this question. I ask myself this question all the time when it comes to the people that I have around me. Is this you manipulating this situation to try to make it work because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or you don't want to make things be a little uncomfortable? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do in order to get through. Listen to that. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do in order to get through. So is your personal era of manipulation over? Who's in charge in your situation? Mm.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the 411 podcast. What's going on?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good tonight. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for
And
having me.
you are so welcome. So, famous question that we always ask here on the 411 is, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Delaware.
Oh,
Originally from Philadelphia, but in Delaware now for the last 8 years.
okay. So we're close by. I'm from New Jersey. So that's what's up.
Oh, okay.
I also want to say thank you so much for the, posts that you made and your stories. What's the 411 Mary J. Blige? I'm a huge Mary J. Blige fan over here. So thank you for that. I love that. When everybody, what's that?
I said that was right on time then.
Oh, yeah. Whenever people, post something of Mary or send me something, that's just makes me so happy. So I like that. Of course, we are the 411 podcast for a reason. But all right. So Delaware. I don't know much about Delaware. I've driven through plenty of times, but I never really stopped and thought that it was too exciting. So what goes on in your world? I mean, New Jersey ain't no better. We ain't all that.
You're really not missing anything up here. I don't know too much about Delaware either. When I travel, I still go towards Philadelphia. But it's nice and peaceful and quiet out here. Okay. If that's, looking for.
I think people go there because something about the sales tax or something. There's no taxes on certain things.
Yeah, there's no taxes. I think I traveled here we moved here maybe like 8 years ago. I take care of my father and my son. Mm-hmm. My mother had passed away, so we were just looking for a change. And like peace and quiet. So, sometimes we sit out, and my dad is sit out by the lake. He's in a wheelchair, so it's nice to kind of just enjoy the scenery.
Now, the next state over is Maryland, right?
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to get to Maryland?
Depending on the part of Maryland, I think it's Elton, Maryland, is like 15 minutes.
Oh, 15 minutes? Oh, okay. That's not bad. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I like the seafood. I always stop at, I don't know what place it is where I'll be coming down from Maryland or whatever, but I just stop at this seafood spot. I'll break my neck to get to this place.
Is it Poppy's Cuisine?
No, I haven't heard of that. But whatever it is, I just be looking when I'm driving, and I gotta get all the way in the left lane, and I just be like, hope I don't miss it, because we be flying. But yeah, seafood definitely is good in Maryland. But all right, so I mean, I don't know much about Delaware, what is exciting about it, but I mean, we got the Jersey Shore here, but I'm from here, so I don't really think that that's too exciting, but people will come here for that. But I don't know what people would go to Delaware for.
I really can't even tell you. I said, I think a lot of people have been moving here. From we have a lot of people from New York and Philly, but I think it's just to kind of get away from the city type of environment and just come somewhere where it's really quiet and peaceful. There's nothing going on here at all.
Okay. But listen, I'm all down for peace and quiet. I spoke about that earlier. One thing today that I will not compromise, and that's my peace. And sometimes you got to shut some things down. Sometimes you got to shut people down and shut things off and focus on what's important to you. And today I will not compromise that, because once that gets compromised, this nice, gentle, quiet being that y'all see and hear is not the same. Not the same.
You must be a Pisces.
No, I'm actually a Sagittarius.
Oh, okay. Pisces. I'm a Pisces then.
I know. I dated a Pisces before, and they are interesting. Y'all like to disappear.
Really?
Pretend to disappear, but not really, because we know you there, but you're pretending that you're not there. That type of stuff. You do a lot of daydreaming too. You don't see yourself daydreaming?
Oh no, you talking about me.
And I'd be and it'd be these weird, crazy things that 80 to 90% of the time is probably not going to happen. But if you say so, okay. That's the type of experience I've had. I don't know about you. Just yourself.
Well, as far as your daydreams or?
Daydreaming and coming up with weird stuff that's probably not even going to happen.
No, I can't agree with that. No. So I am a seer and I have visions. So I have a lot of dreams, and mainly everything I dream of, it comes true. And it happens right in front of my face. So it's real crazy.
You must be real spiritually grounded.
I am. I am. One of my best friends, I had a dream about a man that she met. She was going through a really bad relationship. And I had this dream that she was going to meet this man. And 4 years later, she sent me this picture. And I'm like, that's the guy from my dreams. I said, but he had dreads at that, in my dreams, because he didn't have dreads now. And then come to find, right before they met, he had cut his dreads off. So it's weird and stuff.
No, I mean, I could feel that. I understand. Dreams are the beginning of manifestation, whether it's daydreaming or whether it is, dreaming when you're sleeping. As long as you are spiritually grounded and you are doing your work, I most certainly believe that you can make these things happen. But it's when you don't do your work and you got a whole bunch of other stuff clouding and, just creating space, taking up space, and not paying taking up space and not paying any rent in your mind. That's when your dreams can get a little crazy. You get nightmares. You get a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense. But yeah, I feel you on that.
That's very true.
Well, you do a lot of different things. Comedian, actress, writer, nurse, and you have your own show as well. You want to talk to us about a couple of these things you got going on?
Sure. I'm trying to think where to start. I do have so much stuff going on.
Well, I know my favorite part, which I talked earlier about it, but please talk to me about the comedian, because that's one of the reasons why I asked you to come on the show, because I've been dying to get a comedian to come on here, and you are the first. So,
oh wow!
I've been dying to have this happen, and it finally has happened. Almost 2 years later.
Wow. Well, I'm glad to be your first.
Now I haven't heard that. Comedy. I haven't heard that in a while. There you go for some comedy. Really? Oh, that's funny. Who's the comedian tonight?
Yeah. Comedy is it's nice.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you do?
I started doing comedy. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead.
I was saying that you do a lot of cursing enough because the comedy that I like involves a lot of, just adult humor and that type of stuff.
So I would say I do curse. My jokes aren't like too like a lot of. Well, I don't want to stereotype, but some females they do a lot of like raunchy jokes, like sexual and stuff. I don't do too much of that. I just really do jokes about my life. Mm-hmm. It's like really therapeutic. My son has autism. I talk about that. My dad is in a wheelchair. Like, mm-hmm. I do have a book about my addictions and being a recovering addict.
Okay.
And yeah, that one is a little sexual, but other than that, I try to keep it clean or just basically based off of what I'm going through at the time. Like everything turns into a joke to me.
I've heard that. One of my favorite comedians, Lavell Crawford, he definitely uses that style. Yeah. Speaking about his life and growing up and stuff. Oh, I love it. One of my favorites.
That's like the best comedy because people can relate to what you're going through, know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we all been through it some way, shape, or form. Something that your mom did, yeah. My mom probably did, or grandmother did, and, you could relate to it in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has been like my therapy. I started like 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. It took off really fast, and then I had to kind of stop because, again, like I said, I take care of my father who's in a wheelchair and my son who has autism. So I really didn't have time to, give it my all. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, once I can't give it my all, I don't want to do it at all.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so I did this thing, like this back and forth thing with, okay, now I think I have what I need. Let me get back out there. And then I realized it's still too much for me. Mm-hmm. So then I end up sitting back down. Like this February, my birthday was Tuesday. They called it 2/22/22. And so I did the dating fast. And everything seemed to come full circle. Like I got back on stage. No sooner than I got back on stage, I got asked to audition for this play mm-hmm. called The Secrets Behind Hurting Black Men.
Wow.
And so I got that. Yeah, that was really good. We're actually supposed to be going on tour soon.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's just been like nonstop, I'm telling you. Since my birthday, I started my YouTube show, which is the E-Cuff show on YouTube. Mm-hmm. My channel is called The Love Channel by E-Cuff.
So now what can we get out of that show?
So the E-Cuff show is basically like a variety show because I say it's like everything love all the time because I love everything. So you never know kind of what you're going to get. I have different topics on there. I have like dropping jewels on the E where I give good advice. I kind of make up different segments every show. So
hopefully you can give us some advice tonight.
I'll try. I'll definitely try. Yeah, the E-Cup now I have slowed down on that, and because of the play picked up and it just kept me busy. So everything kind of got pushed to the back burner, comedy, the show, and I just been really focusing on the play.
It's all good because I spoke about manipulation. Sometimes we manipulate things and we push things because it's what we want and it's not necessarily what God wants. So you said you had to sit down, you had to back up, you had to do certain things. And by you doing that, you opened up the door for you to be able to do what you're doing now, possibly preparing yourself to go on tour and doing all of those things. On the flip side of it, had you manipulated it and continued to do what you wanted to do, maybe you would have missed the opportunity. So that is a great example of what I was talking about earlier. Is your personal error of manipulation over, is it God's plan or is it your plan? And I know today I'm just like, whatever you want to happen, happen. If it works, it doesn't. No longer will I get in the way and try to manipulate and make things work the way I want it to work, because that thing that I wanted over there, keyword thing, that ain't working for me. I can't be bothered with that today. So.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm big on that. Like, I try to do everything I love. That's like my motto. Live the life that you love. My other motto is be the love that someone needs today. So I tried to.
You said be the love. I'm sorry. You said be the love that somebody needs where?
Today.
Oh, today.
Like just that everyone in life is going through different things, and everyone needs love. Like every day, like whether it's holding the door open for someone, or you know, buying someone in line of coffee, or anything that makes someone's day a little bit brighter. Because I feel like we're all experiencing a lot of, you know, heartache and struggle and different things like that. And just being nice to, you know, each other, just to uplift someone. The other model, like I said, living the life that you love. With that being said, if I'm doing things, because sometimes I've been called Denise Huxtable. They said I'm all over the place. They was like, you know, I just changed her major in college from this to that, and she's doing something else. And it could sound true because I have a lot of gifts, but if I don't love it anymore, I can't do it. So if I'm doing like comedy, like when I first started doing comedy, I loved it. It was awesome. It was amazing. Then it became so stressful because I didn't have help with my family. I want to look a certain way on stage. I want to, you know, have this image or whatever. So I would do so much running around before I got on stage. When I got to the venue or on stage, I was tired by the time I got there. And so it wasn't, you know, enjoyable to me anymore. And I started like, okay, I'm not really loving this right now. So, and I do try to base stuff off of what I feel like God wants me to do. So, and like you said, I think with me sitting back down and just following God's voice, actually being an actress and being in this play is probably something I dreamed of since I was 4 years old. So this is my actual dream that, you know, is happening right now.
That's amazing. Congratulations on that. Not a lot of people can say that they are actually doing what they dreamed of doing since they were, you know, a child. So that's good. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
So now, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
So now I want to get into the writing part. You're a writer.
Okay.
Is that writing the shows, or we got some books and things like that?
So I actually wrote a book of poetry with one of my friends back in 2011 called Lyrics of My Life.
I like that sound. Lyrics of My Life.
Yeah, that was something I had written down for so long, and then I ran into this girl. We became friends. She wrote songs, and so we ended up, you know, collaborating, doing it together. That was back in 2011. I self-published that book, and it basically was just my life. As like, I swear, if someone asked me to write a poem, I really can't. but that's how you know when it's a gift, because it just comes about and you don't know how it happened. I would do like 4-page poems, and then I'm like, did I write that?
Right.
So, yeah, so the writing was actually, I do have a book out, and I'm working on writing a screenplay right now.
Oh, that's tough. Screenplays. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the writing part, so I think the writing part is hard for me to sit down and actually write it. But like I said again, with my poems, stuff just pop in my head, and like I can think of a movie from start to finish, like every single scene. So I'll tell people like it's done. It's really done. Well, in my head it's done. All I got to do is write it down, you know. Mm-hmm. So like that movie in my head is completely done. It's about basically my life. Well, it's a little add-on. It's about a successful female comedian who has everything but what she really wants, which is love. So that's what that is about.
Isn't that always the story? You know, when you're successful with certain things, usually that is one of the things that people tend to struggle with. And the other night I spoke about having a healthy love-life balance. So, and this was one of the questions that I wanted to ask you. With all of this that you got going on, family, writing, going on tour, your show, plus a bunch of other things that you have, how do you keep a healthy love, life, work balance? How does that work for you?
I actually do not have a love life.
Now,
so
I know my friend Alex Coquito, we had this conversation and he pretty much said, absolutely not. I'm focusing on my business. I understand what I want, and going forward, any interactions that I have with people, they need to know that we're not going to get past a certain point. So is this something that you have put in place, or you just haven't found the right person?
Yeah, that is not the thing with me. I haven't found the right person. And it's kind of hard because I can't get out much because of my lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So it's like really to meet people. But that's one of like I said, being an actress, that was my dream since I was 4. I actually had 2 dreams since I was 4 years old. It was being an actress and being in love since I was 4 years old. So I'm halfway to my dream, but the love part is priority to me because I don't want to have everything. I don't want to be this great actress, amazing actress, and don't have anyone to share it with. So
I guess sometimes the reason why we don't get everything that we want in life, because if you get everything that you truly, really want in life, then what is the whole meaning of life? Then what happens at that point? So I think life has a way of making us wait for certain things and making us go through the process. And we get a little bit here, we get a little bit there, we get a little bit here. That over the course of our lifetime, we actually get, if you've done your work and, you know, been successful, you can sort of get almost everything that you want, but it doesn't happen all at once. And you have to make things happen. You got to put in the work and be at the right place at the right time.
I get that.
But I think that hard work, dedication, working on self aligns you up properly to get everything that you want when it comes to, you know, attracting that mate or that, you know, promotion, that job you want. I've had some people even talk about friends that they wanted friends, they wanted to have this social life, they wanted all of these extra things, and it was all about timing. They had to go through whatever they had to go through, get their life on track, and then all of a sudden all of the friends came after they put the work in, And looking at it now, had those friends came before, it would have been like a self-destruction mode because they weren't strengthened enough to be able to handle it then versus now. So
I can see that. I told a cousin of mine the same thing about, just putting in the work and doing what we love and getting to where we need to get to. We might meet that person once we get there. Because even with me being like a love person, I might find love and then I probably won't worry about, being an actress or writing or anything.
Exactly.
I don't know about everything,
Yeah, I feel you on that. You need some.
I say no, go ahead.
I was going to say, it sounds like you need somebody to be a support system for you. That's basically it. Be a support system, keep you on track, make sure you are doing some of the things. They will love you so much that they will love everything that you got. Your family, your career. Yeah. And I'll be like, all right, Erica, we got to do this. Make sure you're doing that. How you feeling about this? And you will have to do it in return as well. You have to return the love and reciprocate all of that too. So a successful person like you, that's what you need to attract.
Yeah.
Because
I definitely.
You don't want to attract anybody or settle for anybody that's not on the same level as you, because then that's going to affect your creativity and all the good things that you got going on.
Thank you. I believe that.
Yeah,
that's what you need,
Yeah, a lot of people, they dumb them. Have you ever heard it where they say don't dumb yourself down just to be in a relationship?
Yeah.
Put yourself on hold, put your dreams, put your, goals on hold for somebody else. How many people do that in these silly situationships? And then once that person turns their back and they do the 180 on you, now you're somewhere feeling kind of, I hate to say this, but feeling kind of stupid because you didn't focus on you. You didn't put in your work. You did everything for somebody else, and then it didn't work. So
basically, back trying to find yourself.
Mm-hmm. Level up and stay on the same level. Attract somebody and stay on the same level. Attract somebody that's on the same level, pretty much.
Yeah, you have to do that. Like I have my brother and his wife, and them being on the same level, you can just accomplish so much more. And to hear their conversation and what they're talking about, it's just like, I don't know, you just see it, just them going up and living and dreaming, and still, their goals are the same. So you definitely need somebody that's on the same level, or you can't go any further,
Yeah. It's that quicksand mentality. Like you get stuck because you're pulling one way and the other person is pulling the other direction, and you're just stuck and there's no movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
How many? Say it again.
I think I'm like that too because my parents were together since they were 16 and 19. So I think, to me, that's a part of life that's really living, when you have who you're going to share your life with, and y'all, planning together and elevating and different things like that. That's a little different in this day and age that we live in now.
I bet. Have you experienced any of the dating?
It's been a while. It's been a while. My last relationship started off really, really well, and everybody has their issues. You mentioned something about Pisces being the type that disappear, but they really don't go nowhere. But they, yeah. I actually said that to him, but I really didn't go nowhere. I was right here, though. You're always leaving. So
If you ain't leaving, you're leaving mentally. But that's a whole nother.
Yeah, I'll leave physically, but mentally be still there for the last 6 years, and I'll be like, Lord, but I really didn't go anywhere though.
So
yeah.
So at this point, let everyone know where they can go ahead and follow you at. And I'm enjoying this conversation. We getting ready to take it somewhere with burning questions, but before we go there, if you can go ahead and let people know where they can follow you at.
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram at HeyEcuff. That's HeyEcuff. Or on my YouTube channel, The Love Channel by Ecuff, and check out my show, The Ecuff Show.
And that's what's up. I want to say what's going on to Raw Podcast. I'm not sure if you're still out there, but thank you so much for joining. And YML Nene, all the way from Arizona, thank you for joining as well. All right, so we have Miss Erica Acuff in the building tonight, and we are getting ready to do Burning Questions, which is a segment of the show where I basically flip it and I put my guest in a hot seat, and I'm going to ask a random question that has nothing to do with what we're talking about tonight. Maybe it does. Who knows? We'll see when we get there. But we were just basically getting to know our friend tonight here, all the way from Delaware, actress, comedian, writer, mother, daughter, whole bunch of stuff she has going on. Host of the Ecuff Show. Did I say it right, Ecuff?
Yeah.
Okay, Ecuff Show on YouTube. So she has a YouTube channel as well. Please go ahead and check her out. What's going on? Simply Unique LLC. Thank you so much for joining in as well. I appreciate you. All right. I have a feeling that I said it's going to be nothing about what we're talking about, but apparently it is. Apparently it is.
I was going to say, I'm scared.
No, I mean, it's right on point. So, we talked about growth, life, things that don't work, manipulating things that shouldn't be. When it's time to let it go, it's time to let it go. I like to use this analogy of, when you go shopping and you didn't get a basket, you didn't get a cart, and you start to put a whole bunch of stuff in your arms and your hands, and you're doing that juggling act, and you need to get that one extra thing, and you can't because you have all of this stuff in your arms. So sometimes you got to put something down in order to pick something up. So this is life, and it is, what it is, pretty much. This happens to all of us on a day-to-day basis. So what did you have to leave behind in order for you to be able to pick something else up? So you can't move forward in life unless you get some of that baggage off, unless you release some things. So what did you leave behind? And by doing so, you were able to actually move forward.
That's a good question. That was a good analogy too, because I never get a cart. I always go in just to get one thing.
I know.
And then I'm just
yeah, I do the same thing.
That's really good. I like it. I think lately in my life, I've been letting go of a lot of so-called friendships. Mm-hmm. And I've been okay with it. Like, I'm a person that I think the one thing that I need to let go of is holding on. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's the whole manipulation thing. Like, is it God's plan is He removed these people from you. So why are you still checking for them? Why are you still holding on? Like, He did the work. Exactly. He got them out of your situation.
And the thing is that I give it to God. I do. But I be like because I'm a writer, I be trying to like co-write with him a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I give it to God, but then I be trying to take the pen, like, wait a minute, let's write this over. I guess it's just lately, like I said, God has been removing a lot of people from my life, and I've been okay with it. I've been letting them go, which is hard for me because I have like unconditional love for like everyone. Even people that have wronged me, or we went through different things together, situations, I still, I always see the good in everyone. Relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, friendships.
I think when you can.
I love people. So like, and my perspective on different things, I can see other people's like point of view. So if I go through something with you, I can see exactly why you did the things you did, which would make me forgive you. And if I forgive you and well, that's the reason why he did it. So I mean, can't help that. Then I stay connected to you. So lately, like I said, when God has been removing people out of my life, 36-year friendship, 16-year friendship, it just is what it is at this point. And I'm just ready for whatever God has for me.
I can understand where you're coming from. I mean, it took me a long time to be to a place where you find the good in everything. And that's really hard. It's not, I don't want anybody to think that it's easy. I wrestle a lot back and forth. They did this, they did that, and trust and believe that I'm cussing some people out of my mind. I may not today do it face to face like I used to in the past, but yeah, you getting cussed out of my mind until I fix it. Until I fix it with myself and say, this is part of the plan. This person showed up to be an asshole for a reason. And because they showed up to be an asshole for a reason, this is catapulting you to the next level if you just let it go. Just because they are being that person does not mean that you have to go back and remind them of who they are. That's who they are. There is good, there is evil. All of that is in this world. We would not exist in this world, will not continue to move around without that. So that's part of finding the good and everything. And then sometimes it's in people who are evil too, or people who do wrong, the cheaters, the liars, the thieves, all of this. You got your shit stolen, right? So now that means the next time you're going to level up and you're going to protect what you have. And then he gives you more because you learn how to protect it. Before you were wide open. Why would he give you something just to have it being wrecked up and stolen because you didn't have your mind elevated? So he will put people to teach you things. So that's very good that you said that. Easier said than done because I struggle with it too. But
yeah.
Having said that, when somebody does do you wrong, sometimes you just got to let it go and let it be. And what works for me today is the quicker that I let it go, the quicker that the next thing is going to be right down the hall, right around the corner. If I just walk in, if I keep pressing forward. But the minute that I keep looking back and checking and seeing what this person is doing and why and trying to figure out the why behind the why behind the why, you stuck. I'm stuck and it's just going to take longer. You eventually walk down that hall and you eventually turn that corner. But we all do it at different, paces because some of us just stay stuck. And when I think about it that way and I use that method in my mind, I let a whole bunch of people go because, listen, if you ain't checking for me, I'm cool with that. Trust and believe that today I'm not going to be chasing you and, seeking you. This has to be a 50-50 thing. So people that do you wrong, people that lie, people that cheat, people that turn their back, people that cut you off, deuces for real today in my world.
That's a great way to look at it. Because some people can't go where you're going.
And they they're not meant to go.
And God will bless you until, as long as you have those people around you. Like, okay, well, you're not ready for this. You know what I mean? I think I struggle with it a lot being kind of stuck in the house, taking care of my guys and stuff like that. So, that time, when you have time on your hand, sometimes you can get really stuck, in the age we live in with social media and stuff. Before with a breakup, you break up, you don't see them no more, you go ahead with your life. But now with social media, it's like you constantly seeing, and or
you know what works for that? Works for that. There's a big quick unfollow. There's a big block, and it's funny how once you start to elevate and work on self, you won't see those people anymore. You really, truly won't see them. You could be in the same town, trust and believe, and you will not see those people. Like, once it's done for me, it's a wrap. It's done. Like, I don't see them. I don't hear them. I want nothing to do with them. Now, you got to put some things in place to shut that shit down for real.
Yeah, that's very true.
That is very. I've never been a fan of it, and I've had some friends go back and forth with me. That whole, well, we used to date, but now we're friends. Excuse me. No, we don't do that. Mm-mm. And I've tried it. I was hell bent on it in the beginning, and then when I found out that some of my relationships weren't working, I was like, you know what? All of my friends said that it worked for them. Let me try it. Nope. After a while, I realized why I cussed you out in the first place, and I'm probably trying to do it again. So I was just like, nope. It has to be over for real.
So I'm going to put you in the hot seat. This probably hasn't been done before, but I'm a Pisces, so we kind of do what we want to do.
Trust and believe I know.
Well, no, that's what I was going to ask you, because you came at me as soon as I got on here and you said, Pisces, y'all leave, but y'all don't really go nowhere. What would be your advice to me as a Pisces woman from what you experienced?
I don't think there's any comparison to what I experienced. Remember I said there was good and versus evil? You are not giving me any inclination that you are evil. But I have come across a evil Pisces. Outright, we're not even going to do it right now on air, but it wasn't right. Clearly. No. But there's no...
I'm very super-hearted, and so that's why...
But you know what? That's good, though, because you let me know that, there are, good people out there. The people get caught up with that zodiac sign thing, like all...
Zodiac, exactly.
Yeah.
I had a friend that was like that, where I was like the first good Pisces that she met, but she was, all the other Pisces, they had stuff with them, and then she realized that too. Okay, everybody's not like that, so that's why I don't really go off the zodiac sometimes, because it's all about your environment, who you are as a person as well. I mean, them traits are there, because that's just what it is. But I'm very pure-hearted. I just know when you said that, I was like, I was like, damn. And then someone came out, she's a runner, she's a track star. I'm listening to it, and I was like, is that me? Oh my God.
I mean, I have my fair share of signs that I've dated, and Pisces was one that was a trip. I will tell you that. I've even dated my own sign, a Sagittarius. That was a trip too.
How was that?
No, not good. Yeah. Not good at all, because like certain things that I have, you want something different. That's what it's that. What is it? Opposite attract. So when you're sitting there looking at yourself, you're like, this is not exciting to me at all.
Like, yeah, that's true. Because I thought about dating a Pisces before, and I wonder. I'm like, well, maybe they will understand me, because sometimes Pisces come across a little weird or whatever, magical or whatever.
Yeah, you had it right.
But magical and mystical and all that stuff, all that great stuff, But I talked to the Pisces before, and I was like, oh my God, is that how I am? Oh no, I was like, is that how I am? And so it was weird. But you would think someone that would understand you if y'all are alike, but you do need that opposite sometimes. So
yeah. Wow.
Yep. So
this was a good conversation. I can't believe we actually pushed well over, which means that we, we're in our conversation, which is good. So I definitely would like to have you come back on the show in the future. We can continue this one way or the other.
Sure. I would love to. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, I do a show called Reading Between the Wines, which we have authors come on and you read a little bit, which I think that would be so dope. But the title of your book and the concept of it, lyrics of my life. And then I drink some wine. So you read the book and I read the wine and we make it do what it do. So I would like to have you come back on that show as well.
Okay. That sounds like a plan.
That's Wednesdays at 8:00, so it'll be a little bit early because we can't be out here drinking at 10:00 at night and needing to go to work the next day. So I do a little bit earlier, but I want to say thank you so much, neighbor. You are my neighbor because I'm in New Jersey. You're in Delaware, so you're close by. Definitely would love to, work and collaborate together in the future. So we'll start with Reading Between the Wines and take it from there.
Okay. That sounds good. I enjoyed this podcast, the 411.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. Thank you for coming through, and we'll be in touch.
Okay.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. So there you have it. Miss Erica A. Cuff coming through tonight. I want to say what's going on, young. I can't really get your handle name because it's a bunch of different letters there, but I just call you Young. Thank you for coming through. And you said you spoke facts, bro. Got to look ahead more than behind. The past is over. The future is where we should place our focus at. There are definitely good people out there. Absolutely. And if you continue to attract the same type of people, that means that your work isn't done. And I had to look at myself in the mirror and ask myself, why in the hell do I continue to attract the same type of no good, this, that, the next, the other? I'm sure you've called those people the same things in your world too. And that just means that your work is not done. And the work that needs to be done is all up in here because what you think is exactly what shows up. So my mind was not thinking the right thing. Just like you said, there are some good people out there. You have to think that, you have to believe it, and you have to know it. If you continue to walk around saying that all men are dogs, all women are this, all people are that, and you keep talking that and you keep rehearsing that and you keep speaking that and you keep believing that, every single person that comes through your path, that's exactly what it's going to be because you are speaking that into existence. So once I started to change my thought process and change everything, trust and believe that the quality of people that showed up in my world were a hell of a lot different than what I was used to. But even though that people show up, that doesn't mean that that is the end all be all and that these people are coming through to save you and coming through to, so you can sit back and take it on easy street. Yes, better quality of people will come through. But then on the other side, there are more tricky people that come with some obstacles as well, because this is a new level of life. This is a game, and you just got to play a little bit different. It's not going to be easy as you continue to flow through and play video games. Y'all know what happens when you get to the next level. It gets a little bit harder. This is life, and this is just what happens. You got more things coming at you. Your skill level is up. So you're able to dodge, you're able to move, you're able to shoot, you're able to duck, roll, tuck, do whatever you got to do because they've conditioned you on level 1, level 2, level 3. Now you're on level 6. You still got all of those combinations of what's been going on the levels behind you, plus new things as well. So you've already mastered the other levels. So that should be easy. The simple things should be easy. You should be able to block it. Now you need to look for the new faces, the new people that you haven't seen, the new situations that you haven't come in contact with. That's what you need to be focused on. Don't worry about all that old stuff that you already been through and you've already conquered and you already know what's going on. Why would you gravitate towards something that you already know? That's what gets you tripped up. You sitting here focusing on the things that you already know, on the people that you already know, on the places that you already know, and you can't see the big boss that is heading right for you. This is life. That's just what it is. Listen, I don't know anything. I'm just speaking what I know, and it is what it is. And all of this conversation, all of this talk, all of my thought process, what you see here today definitely was not here yesterday. It's all about trying to become the master of your own mind, and that's all that I'm trying to do. And you can experience that too if you would like to. Please click all of my social media platforms. Go onto that link, Volume 1.5 Deliberation Remix Journal, a 30-day transformational journey towards a healthier mindset. This is my new book for $7.99, and basically I'm speaking some of these same things that I talk about each and every night, how to become the master of your own mind. I'm telling you my life story, telling you a little bit about my past, telling you about my present, where I'm at currently right now, and then how I am thinking, how I am writing my future. You can do the same. It's a remix journal, a journal for you to go ahead and write down and jot some of the things that you would like to show up in your world too. You have to speak positive affirmations, and you got to think it. You got to say it. You got to believe it. You got to know it. And that's it. It's life. I want to say thank you so much to everybody out there, people on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Live, Twitch, Daily Motion, wherever you are streaming from, wherever you watch small clips of the show, whatever you do, wherever you're coming from. I definitely want to say thank you so much for all of the love and support out there, because I couldn't do it without each and every one of you supporting, checking, making sure that y'all come through and see about me. I also cannot do this without my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me to come out here and give y'all the 4-in-1 podcast one more time in life. And on that note, I will see you when I see you. Thank you so much for all of y'all for coming in tonight. I appreciate you. Take care, y'all. Have a good night.